Hello class, I welcome you all to this session. This session we are going to learn the format of balance sheet as per the schedule 3 part 1. Okay, so part 1 is always balance sheet, part 2 will be your P&L account, schedule 3. Okay, so last video we discussed the introduction. In this chapter, what is required from the students is that they have to represent this in the same format without any change. What do I mean by that? You cannot write reserves and surplus first and then share capital. You have to go by this order only. This is as per law. Okay. So first you have the balance sheet particulars note number. What is this note number? When you are writing the line item, what is line item? Line item is nothing but the shareholders fund, share capital, all these things are called as line item. Okay, this line, this number, you can give just like this, note number 1 to share capital. You can go and refer the notes to accounts to find the components of share capital. What are the components? It can be so much of equity, say for example 10,000 equity shares, 5,000 preference shares, like that you may have some components. So note number represent the detailed explanation, detailed notes about the line item of balance sheet. So just understand this format: particulars, note number, figures as at that end of current reporting period. Current reporting period means this year, previous reporting period means last year. So when you are presenting the financial statement in your AGM, annual general meeting, you should present it this way. How? You should contain the figures of the present year as well as the previous year. Okay, so first will be the equity and liabilities. You have shareholders fund. I'm sure that you're able to see properly. Yes, so shareholders fund, you have three things: share capital, reserves and surplus, money received against share warrants. Money received against share warrants means, see, you may have certain share documents. Okay, documents in sense certificate. The shareholders may purchase the certificate today, but it will be converted into shares at the future point of time. Say for example after 6 months, after 1 year. So it can be anything. So money received against share warrant is such thing. So it is a part of shareholders fund, but not included in their share capital. Okay, we are aware about what are the reserves and surplus. So shareholders fund is the first item. Shareholders fund is the first item. Second one is share application money pending allotment. Now share application money pending allotment is, shareholders have applied for the shares, but the company has not started the allotment process. In that sense, that money will be separately shown as share application money pending allotment. I'm sure that you're able to get this. Then non-current liabilities. You know that non-current liabilities, you have long-term borrowings, or non-current means it is not within 12 months, it is not within the operating cycle of the company, then it is called as non-current. So first one is long-term borrowings, deferred tax liability, other long-term liabilities, and long-term provisions. Now we are going to understand what are the items that are there. Each and every item I will be discussing in detail in the next class. As of now, get comfortable with this format alone. Okay, you have to follow this order mandatorily. You cannot change the order, which means what I'm trying to say, even if I wake you up from your sleep, you have to tell in this order only. I will give you some tricks to remember this format without stressing so much on your mug up. Don't mug up. I'll just tell you some easy way to remember this. Certain things you need to get it right in your mind. Okay, so long term borrowings, deferred tax liability, other long-term liabilities and long-term provisions. So borrowings, tax, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions. Fine. I am moving forward with current liabilities. What are the current liabilities? Short-term borrowings. There it was long-term borrowings. Here it is short-term borrowings. There it was tax. Here it is trade payables. TT, just connect with that. Okay, tax, trade payables. Then there it was other long-term liabilities. Here it is other current liabilities. There it was long-term provision. Here it is short-term provision. Now can you understand with the link? Yes, now it is easy. It will be light for you. Okay, there is a connection between the non-current as well as the current liabilities line item. What is line item? This is a particular line item. Long-term borrowings is a particular line item. It is just a term that is being called. Okay, so one more time, non-current liabilities. What is that? Long-term borrowings, deferred tax liabilities net, other long-term liabilities, long-term provision. Here current liabilities, short-term borrowings, trade payables, other current liabilities and short-term provisions. Moving forward to asset side, you have two components here, non-current assets. See, fixed assets is called nowadays called as property, plant and equipment. Okay, so fixed assets as per AS 10, accounting standards 10, you will be learning when you are going for higher education. You will be learning about this. Okay, so property, plant and equipment is no longer called as fixed assets, but in your level we will call it as fixed assets. Fixed assets are tangible fixed assets, intangible fixed assets. Tangible fixed assets by your machinery, plant, building, land, all these things are tangible assets. Intangible assets, goodwill, patents, copyright, trademarks, all these things are intangible assets. Capital work in progress. When you are constructing building, when you are constructing capital nature item, when you are fixing furniture and fittings, work is not yet over, work is in progress, then you call it as capital work in progress. Intangible assets under development. What is under development? You are developing an intellectual property. Okay, so you are doing some research work and all, you are developing some intellectual property. It's under development, it's not yet completed, you're not got patents or any kind of a thing, it is just under development, then it is called as intangible assets under development. Then non-current investment. Non-current investment. So fixed assets, you have investments, non-current investments, then deferred tax asset net. Please don't worry about deferred tax, we are not able to understand, please don't worry about that. As of now you get what is this, you get what where it is appear, that's all. What is this, why it is coming, all these things will be addressed in the next video. Okay, so as of now we are concerned, we are just seeing the overall view of the balance sheet. So first one is under non-current assets, you have fixed assets which is called as PPE, property, plant and equipment. Second one is investment, that is non-current investments. Obviously investments, you are under non-current assets, so non-current investments. Then deferred tax asset, then long-term loans and advances, then you have other non-current assets. So long-term loans and advances, other non-current assets, you have to understand this way: fixed assets, investments, tax, loans and advance, other non-current assets. That's all. You will be able to get it. You try one more, repeatedly you say something, it will automatically come to you. You don't have to go to it, you repeatedly say something, automatically it will come to you. Okay, so fixed assets, investments, tax, that is deferred tax assets, long-term loans and advances, other non-current assets. Next one, current assets. Under current assets, obviously you have investments, current investments, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, Short term loans and advances, other current assets. How do we remember this? Very easy. Current investments, you remember ITC. What is this? ITC. You remember ITC? You remember I for investments, inventory, T for trade receivables, C for cash and cash equivalents. Other two items, if you remember this, long term loans and advances, here it is short term loans and advances, here it is other non current assets, here it is other current assets. Please interlink like this and remember. Okay students, so we have completed the format of balance sheet. Okay, so we will next learn about the format of P&L account. Okay, make sure that you go through this. I want you to write it down in your notebook. You need to paste it somewhere, or just daily go through it 2 to 3 times. You will be automatically remembering this without any much strain. Okay, so next we will be seeing format of P&L. Yeah, so we have this statement of P&L as per schedule 3 part 2. So particulars, note number, figures for the current reporting period, previous reporting period, same as your balance sheet. Okay, so you have the revenue from operations, which is nothing but your sales. So revenue from operations is that business activity la how much sales, how much revenue that you have generated. You may have other incomes also. Say for example, you have some investments, you in shares, you have dividend income, you have interest income, you may have non-recurrent business or something. So those incomes will be shown under other income. Then total revenue 1 plus 2. Total revenue 1 plus 2 means revenue from operations plus other income. You have the total revenue. You know that you will get profit or loss if you deduct expenses from revenue. Okay, so we are going to list out what are the expenses that are there in the format of schedule 3 part 2. Cost of material consumed. Yeah, it is like you would have seen this in your ratio chapter. Cost of material consumed, opening stock of materials plus purchases minus closing stock of material. So you will get cost of material consumed. Purchase of stock in trade, purchase of stock in trade, changes in inventories of finished goods, work in progress, stock in trade. Changes in inventory of finished goods, work in progress, stock in trade. We will try to understand each and every item in depth in the next video. You don't worry about that. Okay, we are going to discuss. As of now, concentrate where which item will come, in what order it will come. So we are going to focus only on those things. Okay, so employee benefit expenses, finance cost, depreciation and amortization expenses, other expenses. One more time I am going to go through this. Cost, expenses means cost, no, cost of material consumed, first item. Next purchases, purchase nale expenses da. So purchases of stock in trade, changes in inventory of finished goods, work in progress, stock in trade. Then employees benefit expenses, finance cost, depreciation and amortization expenses, other expenses. Now you may have a doubt, ma'am, can we interchange these? Can we write employee benefit expenses first, cost of material consumed at the last? No, strictly don't do that. We will follow the schedule 3 with, because I want you to become a very good accountant. Okay, so you have to follow this by order only. So cost of material consumed, expenses, cost cost of material consumed. Next cost will be purchase of stock in trade. Stock in trade, another stock in trade will come. What is that? Change in inventories of finished goods, work in progress and stock in trade. Then employee benefit expenses, finance cost, depreciation and amortization expenses, other expenses. Now pay attention. All of you should write this in your notebooks. Okay, please make sure that you write it in your notebook. Don't sit like that and watch like a movie. It is not a movie. Okay, so it is a serious kind of a thing. Lifelong you will be dealing with these items. If you are taking BCom இருக்கட்டும், if you are taking BBM இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை BBA இருக்கட்டும், இல்லை any sort of higher education professional courses இருக்கட்டும், you will be dealing with these items in a regular manner. So make sure that you understand it well. Okay, so just note it down. Other expenses. So you have the total expenses of this, and then profit before tax. What is profit before tax? Total revenue minus total expenses will give you profit before tax. If the revenue is more than expenses, if revenue is more than expenses, obviously revenue is more, no? So obviously it is a profit. If expenses is more than revenue, what happens? It is a loss. Expenses is more, no boss, obviously it is a loss. Okay, so you have profit before tax. If you deduct tax, what happens? It is actually a profit or loss for the period. Okay, so this is the final profit that is there for shareholders. Okay, first you will give preference dividend. After that only you will pay the equity shareholders. Okay, now in your syllabus there are certain exclusions. Okay, what are the exclusions? You don't have exceptional items, extraordinary items, discontinued operations are all excluded from the syllabus. Extraordinary items means once in a while. Say for example, suddenly there some fire has happened in your building. Okay, exceptional items means suddenly the government has promoted your business, you have got some awards and all, your business is going really well. Those things are exceptional items. Okay, so extraordinary items are some difficult, mostly negative kind of tsunami has happened, like that, extraordinary items. Then discontinued operations, certain business you have started but you have discontinued those businesses, but anyways these items and all are excluded from the P&L. So your level you will read only this, but I will show you how the real P&L will look like. Okay, so just a minute, I'll just show how it will look like.